Now, up until this point, we've been correcting each clip in the timeline and moving on to the next one. But that's not necessarily the most efficient way to color grade. One of the nice things that Adobe did when bringing in this new Lumetri color pane is they allow you to not only correct the clip in the timeline, but you can correct the master clip. And you need to be careful because you don't want to accidentally click on the master clip when you think you're correcting the clip in the timeline. So let me show you an example of how when you change the master, it ripples down through any clips that are already in your timeline and any instance of that clip that you might cut in later. So I'm going to go over here to my source panel and I'm going to click on Effects Control. Again, you'll notice there's two different buttons here. One is the shot from the sequence, and the other is the master clip. So if I go to the master clip and I change something, for instance, let's just pull the saturation down, you'll see that in our source clip, it's black and white. And in the timeline, every instance of that clip is also black and white. Now, I did this just for illustrative purposes. You probably won't do black and white from color for every clip, but you might want to apply a correction from one clip to all the clips. So let's go ahead and reset this. I'm going to go over here to Effects Control, make sure I click on the master, and simply select and delete our black and white effect. Now, this is what usually happens to me. I cut my sequence together and I make sure the flow is right, and then I start watching it and I start grading it and I realize this shot here doesn't really match the shot before it or the shot after it. And this might happen if you're shooting it on different days or different times of the day, or even if perhaps the camera's not set up exactly the same way. So I'll be going through and I'm editing and I say, I need to make this shot match. And I go over here and it's just a simple solution of exposure. And now the shot looks a lot more like the shot before and after it. But I have the shot other places in my timeline. And instead of going through each one and fixing them or copying and pasting into the clips in the timeline, I can go ahead and take this correction and paste it back into the master, and the correction will ripple through and will save me a lot of time. So I select the clip in the timeline, I go up to my Effects Control tab, there we have the clip in our timeline, it's selected. I'm going to simply select this, right click and say cut. Now the effect isn't on the clip in the timeline. I can go over, select the master, right click and hit paste. And if you notice, my timeline gets updated and every instance of the clip in my sequence is now color balanced. And anytime I cut in additional clips from this master, they'll be balanced also. Being able to correct a clip in your sequence and then cut and paste that correction into the master could save you minutes, if not hours, of color grading.